My name is Lilish. I recreated one of my AI-generated crochet designs by hand. I grabbed my yarn, took notes every step of the way, and turned it into a real plushie. I created a free crochet pattern, so if you would like to make your own version, you can find it on my blog at yarncreationideas.com. The link is down below. You will also find all the materials I use in this description below. I actually made two versions. The first one uses the back loop only technique, which gives it a cleaner, more defined texture. The second one uses regular stitches for a softer, more traditional feel. So let's get into it and tell me in the comments, who did it better? We're going to start our project with a magic ring. Once we have our magic ring and we have one stitch, going to do 8 single crochet in the first round. Once we have our 8 single crochet, we're going to pull the tail, and this is our starting point right here. This is our round number 1, and from here we're going to mark our work. We are working in spiral, so we're not going to close. We're going to mark where our first stitch begin. So if this is our last stitch, our first stitch will begin right here, and I am going to do an increase right there. So for that we do 2 single crochet in 1. That's my first increase. We tighten this tail, just make sure it's all the way closed as much as we can. And now we're going to go around and do 1 increase for each prior stitch. So that will give us a total of 16 stitches. So here we have 10 stitches. We need to make 6 more to have a total of 16, which is 2 for each stitch of the prior round. So now we have here 16. Please validate you have 16, and we're going to round number 3. For round number 3, we're going to do 1 increase, so it's 2 stitches in 1, so right there. And now we're going to do 1 single crochet. We're going to repeat this all around. 1 increase, 1 single crochet, 1 increase, and so on all the way. Let's review. 1 increase, 1 single crochet, 1 increase, 1 single crochet, 1 increase, 1 single crochet, and I'll see you here. So we completed our 24 stitches. For round 4, we're going to start by bringing our marker here. Just make sure that you keep track of that. So round 4, we're going to do 2 single crochet. Now that we have 2 single crochet, we're going to do an increase. We're going to repeat this 8 times. So 2 single crochet, 1 increase. We repeat this 8 times for a total of 32 stitches. I completed my 32 stitches for round 4 and now I'm ready to go round 5. For round 5, we're going to start with 1 increase. 1 increase, and now we're going to do 3 single crochet. We're going to repeat this 8 times and we're going to be up to here. We're going to have 40 stitches. So again, 1 increase and 3 single crochet. We're going to repeat this times 8. We already made 2, so we're going to do here 6 more times, and I will see you right here. I completed round 5 with 40 stitches. Please validate you have 40 stitches. For round 6, 7, and 8, we're going to make 40 for each round, meaning 1 stitch per prior stitch, and we're just going to do 3 of those rounds. Single crochet, 1 per stitch. I will continue with my 3 rounds and I'll see you here when I have my 3 rounds of 40 stitches each. See you shortly. I completed all the way to round 8 in my orange color, and now it is time to change to this beige color. To do the beige color change, we're going to put the hook in the last 2 loops of the last stitch we made. We'll bring this beige from the back and bring it through. We pull the orange to the back, and now we're going to work in this beige color. We're going to make 1 stitch per stitch, equal 40 stitches for this round. We are in round 9. One stitch for every stitch of the prior round, 40 stitches. Now that we don't need the orange, we're done with the orange for now. We're going to go ahead and cut a piece there, send it there for now. We're going to cut here the beige. We'll do a few inches. We'll get this piece out of here. Once we complete this page, we're going to do a fake slip stitch right here. To do that, we put the hook, a smaller hook, in this stitch, which is the first one of the next round. We bring the yarn towards the top like this, and we're going to put it through this stitch right here, which was our last stitch. We're going to put it through there. Go ahead and bring this yarn in the back and put it there. Right here, we completed this round in beige. Now we're going to do a slip stitch in this line right here. For that, we're going to start with a slip knot. We adjust the slip knot, and now we start with this stitch right here at the beginning of the round. Bring the yarn from the back. We have the loop, not the knot. So to make the first slip stitch, we bring the yarn from the back and we get it through this loop and hold the one in the back that has the slip knot. We don't want the slip knot to go through there. Go to the next one. Use the long tail to help in the back, and we're going to do one at a time here. Make sure it's not too tight. So we adjust it a little bit. Go and find the next one. I will continue all around. I'll see you when I am almost at the end of this, so I can show you how we're going to do this one. Now we are at the end of the round with the slip stitch. We're going to make one more. Going to pull the tail. I cut it. We're going to pull the yarn, and we're going to make a fake stitch right here, a fake slip stitch. We bring this material in this needle through the first stitch we made, put it through, and now we're going to send it this way back, right here in the center of the last stitch we made. We insert the needle there, we adjust the yarn, and we make our fake slip stitch to finish the round. So go ahead and put this back. We'll deal with this later. Let's continue with our next step. We're going to start now in the top area here of the macaron in a color green. So we start by making a magic ring, make our first stitch, and we do 8 single crochet. Now we pull the tail to close our first round. Now that we completed our first round, we position our marker here at the beginning of our next round. We find that stitch that was our first stitch of the prior round, and we are going to do an increase, meaning 2 stitches for every stitch that we made before. This is pretty straightforward. 16 stitches in total, 2 stitches on 1 stitch. We had 8, now we're going to do 16. I will complete here and I'll see you shortly. For round number 3, we're going to do 1 increase and 1 single crochet, 1 increase and 1 single crochet. That should give us a total of 24 stitches, and we're going to do this in total of 8 times all around. 1 increase, 1 increase, 1 single crochet, 1 increase, 1 single crochet, 1 increase, 1 single crochet, all the way to here. I completed my 24 stitches. Now for round 4, we're going to do 2 single crochet, 1 increase, times 8 equal 32 stitches. So we start with 2 single crochet, 1 increase, 2 single crochet, and so on. and we are going to be all the way to here with the total of 32 stitches. I completed round 4 with 32 stitches. For round 5, we're going to do 1 increase. So we start with 1 increase. And now we're going to make 3 single crochet. Going to repeat this 8 times all the way to here to make 40 stitches. So 1 increase and 3 single crochet. Let's go ahead and complete this round and equal 40 stitches all the way to here. See you shortly. I completed round 5 with 40 stitches, so now we're going to do few rounds of just 40 stitches all around. So let's go ahead and make 6, 7 and 8 40 stitches. See you when I have 40 stitches, couple of rounds. Let's start with the left eye. We're going to make a magic ring, and we will make 6 single crochet into the magic ring. We pull the tail, close. For the left eye, we're going to make 4 single crochet inside the ring. We pull the tail. Now that we pull the tail, we chain 3. And this is going to be this part right here. So 4 single crochet and chain 3. So we have those 2. We go ahead and cut it, and now we're going to work in the mouth. So we know we have 40 stitches here, so we're going to count 20 stitches to get to the front. So we start right here and we're going to mark it. For the mouth, we're going to cut approximately 20 inches. And we're going to start in, if this is the center, we mark. If that's the center, I am going to start right here, leave a little tail in the back, something like that, and then I'm going to start right here because that is my center. So this mouth will start right there. So I'm going to go from here to here, and it doesn't matter, you can do whatever you would like. This is a free form. So I have those 2 stitches that I capture here on the center. So now I'm going to go to this one right there. So now we go back to this spot right there, and make sure that this one is tied in the back, and I am going to cross it over here again. So that's my first side right there, this one. So now I am going to go in this end, and I will go to this one right here. So we're counting 2, so we're doing 2 and 2 and 2, so 2 stitches. So let's go ahead and do that one, and then the next one will go back to the same spot, and I'll go back to here just to make it a little thicker. So now we have that. We can make, and we can go from here to here, and I want to go from here to here, and the last stitch I'm going to go from here to here, and that's my cute little map. You can make it whatever shape you want. So let's go ahead and let this black go in the back. We can actually attach these two together, the tail and what was our working yarn. Attach them, and we can go ahead and trim these long tails or leave them there. They're going to be in the back of the stuffing. This is secure here. Okay, so we did that. So now to position the eye, we need a different needle. We have to make 4 of the pink blushing cheek. It is very simple. We just need to do a magic ring, and then we make 6 single crochet. Perfect. Close it and cut. We have 4. Now that I completed the facial expression for the macaron in the bottom part, I am ready to start stuffing. Make sure that all your strings are attached and secure. You can leave them all like this, or you can clean them up and cut it. But since this is not going to be going anywhere, I am just going to start stuffing. Remember, the amount of stuff that you put in here will determine its shape. So my second one may be slightly different based on the amount of stuffing I add to it. And this is a free form. So far I have put a little bit of the stuffing, and I am going to add some more. Remember, the way you stuff it is the way of the shape. So this is looking cute, if you ask me. But of course, I'm making this, and I really like the shape of this so far. It is looking so cute. So from here, this is the back, this is the back. The little cap will go like that, and we are going to start attaching those two. If you wanted to make it hotter, you put some more stuffing, but for this project, I think I am going to stop here with the stuffing, and I do like what I see so far. So for my next step, I am going to start the attachment of this right here in the back. But before I do that, I am going to cut this. I am going to cut approximately 5 feet. So right here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So right here, I am going to cut this material, and this is what I'm going to use for the attachment of these two pieces. So at this point, I can pull this out and just leave it there, just in case I need to make sure where this is going to be. So the last stitch that we make here, I am going to pull all the way. the long tail that we just cut, I am going to pull it all out. And I am going to bring this material through this stitch, bring it all the way to the back, right here. Okay, and then this one is gonna go here. So this is my fake last stitch that I'm using, slip stitch, and I am bringing it all over just to make sure this area is looking like this. If you remember, we have 40 stitches here and we have 40 stitches here. So if we count from here to here, we'll have 40 stitches. This stitch right here is just a bridge to this stitch, but we're not going to count that. Otherwise, we're going to have 41 stitches, but we don't need that. So with this, we're going to put in the needle, and we're going to use this type of needle to help us with the bent tip. I'll go ahead and put it through here. Make sure that you have something like that, and we can get rid of that. So in here, right there, notice how these two match and meet, which is lovely. So now we're going to start building this. So we have several ways we can do it. We can do it something like this. We can do it different ways, but we're going to go ahead and start building it right here. So this is my stitch from here and a stitch from here. So we're going to do the first stitch, this one and this one. Let's go ahead and work on that. So from here, we come in to this stitch right here. So it's your choice how you want to do it. You want to do both stitch, or you want to do just this stitch and this stitch. It's totally your choice. So if you want to look something like that, you can use both, or if you want to use something just the tip, you can use that. Or if we want to use both stitch from here and both stitch from here, we can do that as well. So this is going to go all around like this, and we can start making the stitches right here. So we go through here and through here in the stitch only. So we pull that, and we're going to do the next stitch like this. Beautiful. The next one goes like this, and then this stitch and this stitch. Okay, and this is the next one. Lovely. And we continue this, doing it all around. I know there's some viewers that don't like to use the needle, but you know what? It's actually very easy to do that. So I love doing this part. So we'll continue, and it's pretty much like crochet, one stitch at a time, and we will do this all around. And I will see you when I am almost at the end of this round. And this is how this is beautiful looking here, and I will continue stuffing in here all the way to here. See you soon. We are almost at the end here. We have a couple more stitches to do. So let's go ahead and work on that. So that's that. And this is this one right here. And we are done. So now we put the last stitch through here, through the middle. And let's go ahead and bring it towards the green. Perfect. Now we take this and put it through several times. Do this a couple of times. And then we just cut material, push a little bit, cut it, and let's go inside. So here is our macaron. So now we finish our macaron. Let's go ahead and work in the cap. We're now going to work in the cap on the top side. So we're going to start with a magic ring and our string. We're going to do here 6 single crochet. Now that we have the 6 single crochet, we pull the tail. Now we put our marker and we start our first stitch in this first stitch of the prior round. We're going to do increase. So we're going to do 6 increases equal 12 stitches. Completed round 2 with 12 stitches. Now with round 3 we're going to start with 1 increase and 1 single crochet, and we're going to make a total of 18 stitches all around. 1 increase and 1 single crochet. 1 increase, 1 single crochet all around, and I'll see you here. For round 4 we're going to start with 2 single crochet and 1 increase. We're going to repeat this 6 times. 2 single crochet, 1 increase, and by the end of this round we should have 24 stitches up to here. See you shortly. For round 5 we're going to do 1 increase and 3 single crochet. We're going to repeat that. 1 increase and 3 single crochet times 6, and we should have a total of 30 stitches once we get here. For round 6 we're going to do 4 single crochet and 1 increase. We're going to repeat this 6 times. This will give us a total of 36 stitches for round 6. For round 7, we're going to do 1 increase and 5 single crochet. We're going to do this times 6, and that will give us an equal of 42 stitches. 1 increase, 1 2 3 4 5 single crochet, repeat 6 times, and we will have 42 stitches. We're going to start round 8 with 2 single crochet. Once we have our 2 single crochet, now we're going to do an increase. Once we have the increase, we're going to make 6 single crochet. Now we're going to repeat 1 increase and 6 single crochet times 5. I'll see you here to finish up. I completed the 5 sets of the increase and 6 single crochet. So now we're going to do 1 increase and 4 single crochet. With that, we should have a total of 48 stitches. Please validate you have 48 stitches, and that is for round 8. For round 9, we're going to start very simple. We're going to do 7 single crochet. Now that we have 7 single crochet, we're going to do 1 increase. We're going to repeat this times 6, and we should have a total of 54 stitches. I completed round 9 with 54 stitches, so now we're going to do round 10, 11, and 12. And these 3 rounds are going to be 54 stitches, 1 stitch per stitch. So let's go ahead and work on that, those 3 rounds, and I'll see you in round 13 when we are going to start the decrease. I completed all the rounds up to 12, so now for round 13, we're going to do 7 single crochet. Now we're going to do an invisible decrease. For those of you new to the invisible decrease, we take these 2 front loops right here and we're going to convert them to 1 stitch. So we take the hook in an angle like that, we go again and do it in an angle like that, and we yarn over and pull through those 2, and now we do a regular single crochet. So that's invisible decrease. So the next step, we're going to do 7 single crochet, invisible decrease. So we're going to do 6 times up to here, because we are trying to do 48 stitches now. Notice here, this is the stitches where we make the invisible decrease. So the next stitch we're going to work is this one available, and that will be 7 single crochet. Now that we make those 7 single crochet, again, we're going to work on the invisible decrease, front loop and front loop. Those are the 2 stitches where we make the invisible decrease. We bring the hook in this angle, we turn it a little bit and put it back, put it next to the stitch under the loop, bring it from the back through those 2 loops, yarn over and finish the invisible decrease. Now we make 7 stitches. Now we're going to do another invisible decrease for your practice. So we work on that. So now we have this one and this one. Those are the two that we're going to twist a little bit. So we bring the hook like that in that angle, twist and go to the next one, pull it from the back, and we have our invisible decrease. The next one we work is here, not here, here. So we do 7 more. Now that we did the 7, again, we're going to work in the front loop only. We're going to make one invisible decrease in those 2 loops. Bring the hook from the bottom like this, twist it and do it in the next one and pull it and complete the stitch. Beautiful. 7 more stitches. Now another invisible decrease. I think you got the point. I want to make sure that you are very clear. These 2 loops. And we bring the hook from the bottom like that, twist it and do it in the next one, pull the yarn from the back and complete it. Now, not in here, but in here, 7 stitches. Now that we have 7 stitches, we have 2 more spots in here, and that's going to be the last invisible decrease of this round. That will be invisible decrease number 6. So we go ahead and bring the hook from the bottom, twist it and do it in the next loop. Bring the yarn from the back, pull it through and complete the stitch. And this is the last stitch of this round, and we have here 48 stitches. Please count and validate. We're going to work in round 14. Please count and validate. You have 48 stitches. For round 14, we're going to make 4 single crochet and 1 invisible decrease times 8, and it's going to give us 40 stitches. Once we have 40 stitches, we're going to be able to match the 40 stitches we have here. It is now time to make the white whipped cream. For the small whipped cream, we're going to start with this one. We're going to make a magic ring. And from here, we're going to do 6 single crochet. Now that we have the 6 single crochet, we're going to pull the tail and we're going to start in the first stitch. We're going to do 1 increase. Now that we have 1 increase, we're going to make a single crochet. So the pattern for round 2 is 1 increase, 1 single crochet. Now we work in the back loop only and we make slip stitch. For every stitch we have, we make slip stitch. We do a few rounds of these in spiral. We're not closing rounds. We're just going to do slip stitch around it until you have your desired size. I am going to make a few rounds and I'll see you soon to show you how to make the white whipped cream for this big one. For the large whipped cream, we're going to make a magic ring, 6 single crochet for the first round, we closed by pulling the tail. Now we mark right there, and we're going to start making 6 increases to give us 12 stitches. So we do 2 stitches per stitch, that will give us 12. I completed round 2 with 12 stitches, which consist of 6 increases. So now we're going to make 2 rounds of single crochet in the back loop only, and we are going to do this 2 times, round 3 and round 4. I'll see you when I finish round 4. For round 5, we're going to do in the back loop only, we're going to make 4 single crochet. Now that we make 4 single crochet, we're going to do an invisible decrease. Now we're going to make an invisible decrease in the back loop only. It is the same concept, we just need to do it in the back loop only. It's a little tight, so you have to pull through and complete the stitch. Now we go into this next one and we do 4 in the back loop only, 4 single crochet, and this is 2, 3 and 4, and we have 1 more invisible decrease to do in the back loop only, which is right here. We get the first loop there, we get the next loop there, and we pull through and we make the invisible decrease completed. Now we are at the end of the next round, and from here we're only going to make 10 single crochet in the back loop only. This will complete the size of the whipped cream. Now we're going to work on making the little tongue here. So for the tongue, we start with a slip knot. Once we have the slip knot, we're going to chain 5. Now that we have 5, we chain 2, which is our mimicking the double crochet here. And now we're going to work in this stitch right here. So in number 5, work in that stitch and we make 5 double crochet. Coming back, we cut the material, and this is what's going to be the tongue. We're going to attach it like this, pushing a little bit like that. Cross some lines here in black in both sides, make a circle, and that's where you're going to be positioning the tongue like this. You're going to make it a little puffy, and that's where you're going to attach that. Let's now work on the eyes. For the left eye, you're going to do the same thing we did for the bottom part. It's exactly the same, the black and the white in here. We're going to work in this eye because this one is slightly different than this one. We're going to make this one. We'll leave a little tail, like 5 or 6 inches. And now we start here with the magic ring right in there. We're going to make 4 single crochet. inside the magic ring. Now that we have those 4 single crochet, we pull it, close it, and chain 3. Now, in this other side, now position the hook inside the center of the magic ring and chain 3. Now you're going to get this out. You're going to cut the material and get this out. So this is going to make the art like that, which is pretty much like this. We're going to, once we attach it, we attach this like that in this shape. And we put a little bit of white in the center. So that takes care of that. For the white area behind the eyeball, you're going to make a circle with single crochet stitches. Now you're going to draw the mouth with these stitches like this, freeform, whatever you want the shape to be. Add the tongue, attach the eyes, and put a little bit of touch in here for cuteness. Once you attach the facial expressions like this, so now you need to start the stuffing. So now, depending on how much you put is how soft or hard you're going to make it. You could put more. And shape it. Perfect. So now that it is shaped, adjust as necessary, and we are ready to put it here. So I left this thread in here at the end. We're going to cut this material. Notice here we're leaving the stitches out, so where you're going to work on your stitches is going to be right here, right there. We're going to attach it right there, and we're going to go around, all around here, all the way, attach it, and we, because this is in spiral, then we'll finish it up right here. This is the starting point where we're going to start attaching it. So we're going to cut approximately 4 feet. So now cut there. Now we're ready to remove this totally and finish up this stitch right here. So we're going to do the fake slip stitch that goes in there, and now we're going to send it here to the back. And with that, we are ready to start our assembling, attaching this one to here. Bring it here, so we are in the back, and this aligned to the back. And we're going to use the back stitch only. You can use the front or the back. Notice how I made it here in the back loop, and I left the front loop here. So we're going to do it in the back loop. So if we are, let me clear my space in here. So this is the way we're going to bring it. And we don't want to bring the white, so we bring it here. So the next one, we find the stitch in the green. I will adjust this in a second. We're just setting it up here. So we bring that, we go to the next one. So we use this one. So now we're going to use this one right here. Now, if we hold it like this, it's better. Let's make sure we're not missing any stitches because we have exact count available. So we go to the next one and we go to the next one. Here we go. So at the beginning it's a little hard to position both, but then after you have a couple of stitches, you got this. So like that. And find the next green stitch. Find the next one and find the next one right here. Hold it. And we continue this process. Find the green one. And find the orange. The next one. And you're going to continue that way, all the way, all the way. Continue, and this should match all the stitches because we made exactly the same number of stitches for the top and the bottom. So once you finish, your project should look like this one. So you're going to add all the facial expressions, and you have your macaron ready to enjoy with your eyes. Thank you.